This is the Wizard News. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed into law a measure that makes anyone in Illinois who engages in doxing to be found civilly liable in court. The bill passed through the House and Senate with bipartisan support and without any opposition during the spring legislative session. The American Civil Liberties Union of Illinois opposed the bill, citing free speech issues. Some of the group's issues were hashed out before the bill was signed into law, which goes into effect on January 1st, 2024. Like a lot of things involving technology, the law is slow to catch up, State Representative Jennifer Gong-Gershowitz, a Glenview Democrat, said. The focus isn't on how you get that information or even necessarily the information itself, but what that person does with that information. Doxing can take the form of publishing with malicious intent someone's home address, phone number, social security number, or any other identifiers on social media or elsewhere on the internet. Under the anti-doxing law, a person could be found civilly liable if they share information with knowledge or reckless disregard that the person whose information was shared publicly would be reasonably likely to suffer death, bodily injury, or stalking. Under the law, doxing has occurred if the actions cause the victim to suffer significant economic injury or emotional distress, or to fear serious bodily injury or death of the victim or a family or household member, or cause the victim to suffer a substantial life disruption. In the final version of the law, legislators clarified that constitutionally protected protesting is not a form of stalking, and neither protesting nor news reporting can be considered doxing. That version also fine-tuned what it means for doxing to cause emotional distress or a substantial life disruption. A national survey of more than 2,100 respondents released in 2023 by the Anti-Defamation League showed that 52% of adults reported having been harassed online at some point, up from 40% in 2022, and the highest number the ADL said it has seen in 4 years. For the ACLU, the problem lies with how the law defines what it means to publish information, which in the initial legislation was expressed as to circulate, deliver, distribute, disseminate, post, transmit, or otherwise make available to another person. That definition was later clarified in an effort to exclude instances where two people are engaging in private communications, such as texting or email. Angela Inzano, an attorney and lobbyist for the ACLU of Illinois, who testified against the bill in Springfield, said the law's definition of publish remains too broad because it only excludes one-on-one texts or emails, raising questions over whether these kinds of communications between 3 people are included, despite their reasonable expectation of privacy. Also too broad, she said, is what the law considers to be personally identifiable information. The way the law is drafted right now, a person's name and then where they work in a combination would be considered personally identifiable information, Inzano said. Gong-Gershowitz, who is also an attorney, argued the final version of the law is exceptionally narrow and requires a plaintiff to show that the defendant intended for them to suffer death or physical injury or become a stalking victim, which is a very high bar. We're talking about the kind of conduct that would give rise to somebody being in fear of their life, she said. Source: Chicago Tribune, August 14th, 2023.